What's going on, Jerome's? So, after the big time Lions win, you were concerned about the emotional letdown, right? And this team, they're human, but I feel like there's a sort of unnatural ability for this team to just be hungover after a big time win. It's concerning, yeah. But the Vikings. So this wasn't a no call, no show. This was really a lot more like the Eagles game, where it was a woulda, coulda, shoulda. And that game, I mean, the defense did a great job against Saquon. They dared Jalen Hurts to beat them, then he did. And the offense was 1 of 6 in the red zone. It's tough. But this one, is so tough because public enemy number one in this game was Lamar. And Lamar was pretty contained. I mean, Lamar had, what was it? Where are my stats? Where are my stats at? Lamar had 176 yards passing, I want to say. Had that one touchdown to Mark Andrews. His quarterback rating was in the 80s. And Derrick Henry, you held him to 75 yards rushing. Lamar, 176 yards passing. 6.1 yards per attempt. Combined, they had 111 yards between Henry and Jackson. If you told me that before the game, you would take that. And you'd feel pretty confident the Vikings would come out with a W, but they just didn't, right? All the penalties, a couple of turnovers, Miles Price, come on, man. And, the Vikings come up short in this one. And this is going to be like the Eagles game, where woulda, coulda, shoulda. You had a chance to beat a premium opponent, and instead you end up beating yourself, right? And you have no one to blame but yourself. And respect to the Ravens in this spot, but frankly, the Vikings, I mean, this should have been an easy win. But for some god-awful reason, it wasn't. Right. All right, so dive on winners and losers. One winner, Jalen Nailor. That's it. 5 for $124 and a touchdown on 6 targets. Basically, he was money. Third down, fourth down, vertical, getting the touchdown. Like, he was the cream of the Vikings passing game today, and he was the crown jewel of the offense. That's what it was. Andrew Van Ginkel. So AVG being back was huge. Monstrous. Great against the run against Derrick Henry. Had two passes broken up. Almost had a Gink 6 mixed in there. Yeah. Aaron Jones, 11 touches, 69 yards, 1 touchdown. How come he only had 11 touches? We'll get into that. Jordan Mason, frankly, was underutilized as well. Didn't have a good pass pro rep. But Jordan Mason running angry, man. It's looking really damn good. The Minnesota Movement Company, as we misspell movement. So the run game was there. 5.5 yards per carry. As well as protecting J.J. McCarthy. Got sacked once, only had a fistful of pressures, but also 8 false starts. I know one of them was on Jefferson, but yeah. Eric Wilson was out there, huge third down stop. Flores' defense went out there, had a great game, limited Lamar Jackson, contained him, limited Derrick Henry as well, and they gave the Vikings a fighting chance. Forced the Ravens into multiple field goals, and yeah. They got Allen Hargrave. So tackle for loss on the screen. Had a sack late. Really starting to come into their own. Allen had 2 tackles for losses. I know we were hard on Allen early on, but since the bye, he's really been picking things up. J.J. McCarthy, I know, controversial. He was 20 of 42 through 2 picks. While the second pick, we'll get into the third one shot. All right, the first pick, bad. The almost pick to Roquan Smith, bad. Right. But McCarthy, dropped a couple of dimes, stood tall in the pocket, took some shots, and he was really wildly inconsistent. That's what it came down to. Arm strength is there. Wild-ass throws are there. Frankly, he kind of looked like Jay Cutler out there, just slinging it, not giving an F. But, there's a lot of positives to work with. Right? But consistency is going to be a major part of this. As well as McCarthy's cadence apparently is blamed for the false starts. So, yeah. Jalen Redmond out here still doing the damn thing. 8 tackles and disruption. Should be a Pro Bowler this season. Cashman, 11 tackles. A big part of stopping Derrick Henry as well. A 3rd and 1 deep shot. I actually loved it. All right, so 3rd and 1, you're going to go for it on 4th and 1 anyways, and you get Justin Jefferson one-on-one against Marlon Humphrey against zero coverage. So you got no safeties back there, and you have a shot deep. I mean, that should have been 6, but Jefferson fell down. Jefferson was off today. Also, Diamond Dallas Turner had that sack negated. In the grand scheme of things, did it change much? No, because the Ravens just would have taken their timeout and kicked the field goal anyway. But that was a bit of a vibe changer, right? And I know it's a makeup call for last week and Jack Campbell, but it's just no good. No bueno, man. Losers. So the Miles Price fumbles on kick returns. They lost 1, got the second one back. Can't have it. And that was the momentum shifter in this game, where the Vikings getting the ball back. Lost lead is what it is, but then giving that one up, going down 9. Yeah. 8 false starts at home, and yeah, they're blaming it on J.J. McCarthy's cadence. Unless you guys change the cadence midweek, I mean, you've had J.J. McCarthy under center before. You've had him under center at home before. What's the deal with that? And also, apparently, Kevin McConnell said that they simplified things. Why was there still false starts? I mean, if you're taking every single drive and you're starting off at like 1st and 15, it's not going to happen. 13 penalties, 102 yards. That's the difference. 3 turnovers to 0. Lost that department. And then 13 penalties. Also, I like how they called a couple of penalties on the Ravens at the end, just to make it look better. Yeah. But Kevin McConnell not running the ball. So 43 dropbacks, 18 rushes, 6.7 yards per carry on the ground. And I know late you have to get away from the run game when you're down multiple scores, but in the middle of the game when Aaron Jones and Jordan Mason were just ripping the cover off the ball, man, it was just inexcusable. Don't get it. Zay Rodgers tackling. Ugh. For as good as the Zay Rodgers Bengals game was, Zay Rodgers Eagles game, Zay Rodgers this game, nah. The 9 to Jets connection, 4 catches for 37 yards on 12 targets, and yeah, you get visibly see Justin Jefferson getting frustrated, right? And McCarthy was off on a couple of those throws. A couple of them, Jefferson was completely wide open, right? And also tipped passes at the line of scrimmage at 5. Either tipped or batted down passes. So I don't know if there's something with McCarthy's release. I don't know if it was just one of those days, but it just seems like they're racking up and stacking up. Yeah. And McCarthy, dude, just run. There's a fistful of spots every game where McCarthy hangs onto the ball, looking to make a play downfield, especially on 3rd down. Just run. Just take off, pick up the sticks, and get a new set of downs, right? And I feel like O'Connell and McCarthy are 2 peas in a pod here, where it's like, hey, we're always going to chuck it deep. And it's great when it works out, but when it doesn't, it's like in basketball, living by 3, dying by 3. Sometimes it doesn't work out, right? And also the refs, Sean Hockley. So the Ravens, throughout 3.5 quarters, had 1 penalty. And the secondary was draped all over Jefferson, draped all over Addison. Defensive only DPI could have called a baseline every play. And also, Rosengarten couldn't keep up with Jonathan Grenard, so he just held him every single play. No calls, of course. And also, there could have been several roughing the passers on J.J. McCarthy. Plus, the whole Diamond Dallas Turner sack gets picked up. Like I said, it doesn't really change anything before the half, but come on. Also, Jefferson's interception tackling. At least he gave a little bit more effort than Zay Jones' tackling. Or Zay Rodgers tackling. I don't know. Sorry, I just saw Zay Jones of the Cardinals get injured in that game. So, again, this is one of those games where it's just like frustrating. It's the woulda, coulda, shoulda. And, looking back on the season, the Falcons game, that was an implosion. No call, no show. Offensive line was terrible. Steelers game, sort of a gimme. The DK quick slant going for the long touchdown, as well as you had a shot to get in field goal range late. Carson Wentz and company couldn't do it. The Eagles game 1 for 6 in the red zone. The defense no Gouda. The Thursday night game against the Chargers just a debacle, right? And then this game where Flores did a great job against Lamar and a great job against Derrick Henry, but the defense was constantly in bad field position, and the offense just didn't do the defense any favors. All right. And what's going on with Jefferson? Like so many things are frustrating. But you're still 4-5, and you're still 2-0 in the division. You got 4 division games left. You got 2 in a row coming on up. Actually, 3 big time games: home against Chicago, at Green Bay, at Seattle, and Seattle's putting the bank at Arizona right now. So buckle up, Buttercup. Right? This is a good football team. Just need more consistency. And fortunately, this is a league this season where I don't think there's any dominant teams. All right. On any given week, you don't know which team is going to show up. So maybe the Vikings just fit in with the league's motif this year. But, yeah. Anyways, that's it. Who are your winners and losers from the game? Let us know. Comment section. You guys, the best you know what to do. Skol, production value.